How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be talking about the half-ounce football jig with a Kietech on the back of it. Whether you're a beginner or you are, an angler and you're struggling to get bit this time of year, this is a great tool. Whether you're just trying to improve your technique or, get bit, this is a great tool to utilize if you have not already. A lot of guys do it, but a lot of guys also don't do it. So we're going to go over, how I rig it, what I use, tips, tricks, and just the technique in general. So the whole setup pretty much is a half-ounce football jig. If it's windy or you want to go deeper, you can upgrade it to 3/4 ounce. You can, do lighter too if you're fishing shallower. But all this is a half-ounce Gamikatsu Football Head with a Kietech on the back of it. And pretty much how I like to work this bait is a lot of times I'll drag it. If the fish are really glued down to the bottom and I want to get this bait right in front of their face, I'll drag it and you can pull it through the rock, pretty much anything down there. But today, what was so crucial about this bait and what I've been doing the last few months is I'm using this kind of to slow roll it right above the bottom, just depending on how fast these fish want to come up for it and how they're feeling. I will work this bait probably, I'd say 3 foot above them, and then the fish will show themselves. They'll kind of come unglued to the bottom and levitate up. Whether they come up and just smack it or they show interest and then I drop the bait down. And then that's usually when I get my bite. So I'll cast it out there, I'll slow roll it, the fish will show themselves, and then I will drop my line out and basically work this bait on the bottom. So today, like when I was live scoping, I was noticing that I'd see a bait ball and I'd cast in the bait ball and the fish weren't kind of spreading out. They were just hugging, they would scatter right down to the bottom. They would still stay all together, but they would go right down to the bottom. So when I caught my first fish, I'm like, okay, that was right by a bait ball, and how I saw that bait ball react, from there on, I'd work this bait like it was lost, like it would slow roll like it was lost out of a group, and then when the fish would come to hit it, because I'd see him behind it, and then I'd drop my line, work the bait on the bottom as if that fish was running away. Somebody in this state gave me some great advice that, his name's Tag Watson, that you gotta picture what a bass sees on a normal everyday basis. If it sees a craw, that craw's not down there swimming, freaking out, or same as a bait fish, it's not down there freaking out, making sporadic movements. It's going its way to survive. So a lot of times it's hiding and stuff. It's working really slow, but as it's getting chased, that's when the fish, tries to make a run for it, So you pretty much have to work this kind of like that theory, is work it very slow and then try to create a reaction, because 99% of the time you can get a bass to react, whether they eat it or not. Who knows? It's just bass fishing a hole. But a lot of times bass, the way that they're predators, they always show interest. In pretty much any bait you throw at them, whether they bite it or not. So I like to work the bait, and then when I see the fish on my live scope, or you're pulling through a good area and you're like, this feels fishy, work it kind of a little bit different. Try to create that reaction bite, because like I said, they will react. And that's how I kind of worked this bait. I was dragging it, slow rolling it, and then killing it. You guys will see in the video. And as far as it comes for rods, this is a 13 Fishing Fate Black, 7-1 medium heavy, and I have 14-pound FC Sniper on this with a Curado 201 HG. It's a great setup. It's nothing spectacular. A lot of times I'm not really dragging this bait like I used to. I'm kind of just slow rolling it above the bottom, so it's not a big sensitivity factor, which, some cases the fish are glued down to the bottom, so I'm swinging on the bottom. But yeah, it's a great setup. That's really all you need. And for the bait, this is a 4-3 Kietech in Pro Blue. Today's video we're using a 3/8. I ran out, but that's what I was using, and you guys will see in the video kind of how I work it, and I'll talk throughout the video and all my fish catches. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Alright guys, that's the first one of the day. This fish, I was pretty much just slow rolling this Kietech on a half-ounce football jig, Gamikatsu. We were pretty much just slow rolling it. And all day we were fishing 25, 30 feet, which I just realized was too deep. This fish was sitting in about 15, yeah, this fish was in 15 feet in some grass. It was a little bit grassy, and then there's some logs that stick up. And this fish came up right off of a log and then just smoked it. So that's a sign that we were fishing too deep. As soon as we moved to 15 foot, we caught that fish. So we're just gonna keep on with that pattern and see what happens. Giant, that's a big smallmouth. That right there is, that's a big one. Wow, dude, look at that. Right in the, I mean, that is down the hatch. That fish was not gonna come off. Dude, that was really shallow. That fish was in 10 foot of water, slow rolling the Kietech, and he came up and just smacked it. That's a good fish right there. Yeah, so that fish, I mean, I saw him, I was slow rolling this pretty high up. I saw him come up, swipe at it, and then miss, and then I pretty much just dropped his bait down. And then he ate it when it was sitting still on the bottom. Wow, this is... They're active. They're up here shallow. I think as soon as I got shallower, I started seeing a lot more bait. It seems like where the bait side of the fish are at. There's another one, or on the Kietech, on the football head, Pro Blue. Good. I don't know. Not a bad fish. I mean, that fish is in 14 foot, so it seems like that 14, 15 foot range Seems to be the number. That's where my big one got caught out of, was at 10, 14 foot-ish, so. Oh, that was a giant with a follow. Holy moly. Oh my god, there's like a 5-6 pounder that just followed this fish up. Giant, all the way to the boat, so that's a good sign that they're up here. Wow. So we just made a little bit of a run. We just moved to a main lake point. Kind of the same thing. We were fishing a main lake like flat transition point, so now we're going to be fishing at an actual point. Oh man, it's getting nasty out here, but I'll keep wiping the camera off so you guys can see. They're biting on the Kietech with the Pro Blue. I think this is a 3.8 Kietech. And right now we're just on a big rocky point, main lake. Guys, so yeah, it was a fun day today. A lot of our fish, I guess all of our fish came off the same bait, little football head, half ounce with that Kietech. It was slow for the most part. We ended up catching that 5-pounder kind of in the beginning, but honestly, I am very tired. I fished all day yesterday too, which you guys will see some clips of, but mentally I'm not really there. But it's very cold. My new gear kept me warm. The Aftco Hydronaut bibs, the Beenie, the new Reaper gloves. Amazing. I'm not even really that cold. It's just, it's windy and it's kind of brutal out here, but we made it work. We managed to get some good ones, and I hope you guys liked the video. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.